Well, well, well.
That's a universally known hand signal for stop fucking typing, Adam.
I couldn't hear him typing, to be fair.
I like it. But you've got the music ringing in your headphones, haven't you?
Press the button, John. Press the button.
What button?
That's true.
That's true.
Yes, it is.
That was early.
So, John,
Ben,
how are you?
I'm acceptable this fine evening.
Good, good. I am also acceptable this fine evening. And once again, we bring you the man in the corner. Adam, how are you?
Man in the corner.
Good evening. Ready to go, sir?
Ready to go?
Stand by your mouse.
Yep. Stand to attention.
And did you all observe the minute's silence at 8 o'clock?
I was there.
He was, yeah. He
Yeah, which is a bit strange because he said earlier that he would be on setting things up at 8 o'clock, and yet he wasn't even in the premises.
And the reason was he decided, in all of his infinite
to go
glory,
and
to go get snacks.
Yeah.
Because Adam
you could
cannot
see
function without snacks.
If you could see what I've got on my desk tonight, I've got an array of snacks. It's brilliant.
No, I can't see it. But
John,
Ben,
introduce the show.
I'd like to welcome one and all to this episode 123. Yes,
123.
123 of Chasing Dissent Live with me, the man in the van, the man formerly in the van and now hunkering in the bunker, and Ben on the south coast of this fair land that we once called England. We are not sure anymore. And the man in the corner, sometimes known as Adam.
So we're all good, yeah?
We are good.
Snacks are ready. Drinks are ready.
Proceed.
It's been an interesting day, really, isn't it? We did a bit of a live show earlier on. We've done the first half of Alex Belfield's Judgment, and that seems to be something people want to watch.
It does indeed. We've had quite a number of views on both our Alex Belfield videos now.
Yeah. And
both of them appear to have factual inaccuracies in them, but hey, such is the manner of live news as we
Well, exactly. And, unlike other people, when we get things wrong, we actually appreciate people telling us so that
we don't mind.
We can correct ourselves. And it's
unlike this morning. But we'll come to that later.
Did you see that video of the guy getting his millionth YouTube subscriber for sneaking up on Philip Schofield in a restaurant and pulling a bloody massive?
No.
So guy gets his millionth subscriber on YouTube, sneaks up to Philip Schofield, who is having lunch or dinner with a teenage male friend.
Teenage?
Yeah, looks to be teenage. But he goes, 1 million subscribers, and pulls a massive confetti cannon in front of Phil.
Oh.
It's quite funny. You can find it on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Phil's seen stuff pop before.
I'm sure Phil's seen a lot pop before. Anyway, John, do we have a list?
We do have a list, and my video is breaking up again.
Roll VT?
Yeah, roll VT.
So what do you have for us this evening, John?
Well, this evening we have a multitude of interesting facts and figures.
Just like every show, then.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's start. Shall we start?
Well, I don't see why not.
Well, let's start with Nancy Pelosi.
Oh.
So she's stirring it again. I mean, she just can't help herself, can she? She's stirring it again. And she's been told to butt out because her affectations are unwanted. They're not interested in her. And yet she's telling people that the Armenia, Russia's failed to secure the sovereignty of Armenia. Well, it's fucking busy, isn't it? Trying to save people in Donetsk. But yeah, she's just a shit stirring arsehole.
Yeah, but this is Nancy Pelosi. That's what she does. That's what she is.
Come the 8th of November.
Do you think she'll lose her seat?
Yeah. Well, she'll lose the seat. She'll lose the speaker position, won't she?
Well, it's especially if the Republicans take the House.
Exactly.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, come November, for those wonderful, wonderful midterms, me and John, probably just me by the time I got the coffee drip and everything, and John taps out partway through the night, we'll be covering the midterms live all night.
Stay here. I'll bring a sleeping bag and a cot, but
yeah, there's no guarantee he'll stay on the line. There's no guarantee he'll be awake. He'll stay.
What was I going to say? 8th of November, I think it is.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to
the 8th.
So has Mr. Trump actually announced that he's running yet, or is he still not announced?
Not to my knowledge.
Because he keeps turning up at these massive Save America rallies. He's got a campaign slogan. He's doing rallies.
He's running.
Well, of course he is. Of course he's bloody running.
Yeah, he's just teasing us. He's a teaser.
I mean, it's going to be hilarious. I will say this. One thing about the Donald is it's always hilarious when Donald does stuff.
And it really does trigger the left, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's astonishing. What do you think of the Donald, Adam?
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's hope that he can shake things up a little bit again and do what he did last time, but with a little bit more knowledge and experience.
But personally, do you like the Donald or do you dislike the Donald?
I started off disliking him, but I like him now.
Yeah.
Because of what he did and what he achieved. And I thought that, I wasn't going to like any of what he did. And the whole time he was in office, I was, this is crazy. This guy's absolutely insane. But as time went on, I grew to like him and I realized he actually achieved stuff, which, compared to what they've got now, it's just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think he started any fresh wars. He may not have ended any, but he certainly didn't start any fresh ones.
Well, he was a peacemaker, wasn't he?
He was. Well, the art of the deal, wasn't it? You can't make deals with people if you're fighting them, can you?
No.
Oh, no, indeed. So Pelosi is doing a Pelosi. She's butting in.
Yeah, well, she's not wanted.
She's got presidential aspirations, isn't she? But she doesn't want to be elected president. She wants to posthumously get her way into the position after Joe and Kamala go bye-bye.
I don't know what our aspirations are at this moment in time. I think it would just be being able to put our socks on.
I got an email this morning from Bono.
Somebody posted a video of two old folk trying to walk up the stairs.
Right.
And I think they said it was Nancy and her husband.
And Paul Pelosi, yeah.
Yeah, and my God, it was so funny.
I saw that.
If it had been them, that would have been even better. But I can imagine that's what it's like in the Pelosi household.
Hey, Paul. Yes, Nancy. Give me another bourbon. I got an email from Bono. Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do
that. Right, so Israel. Yeah, it's a sensitive subject, but it appears that the Ministry of Health in Israel ignored data that they had and continued to tell people, despite the data that they had, and I'm not going to say any more than that, to continue getting the treat. Despite the data that they had and they knew. That's not looking after your population.
No, it's not, and still it's one of those things we can't really comment on YouTube. But having said that, we can look at we can see and hear of the data that they have, as you said.
Yep. And Harvard have kind of backed up their data and have said that it might not actually be as, shall we say, safe and effective as we would
Well,
like.
well, actually, that's a bit of a misconception, because this Harvard thing that people have been talking about online is a non-peer-reviewed study done by a bunch of scientists, one of whom works at Harvard.
Okay. Having said that, right, peer review is getting to the point where it really doesn't mean anything anymore.
No, it's
because they're
almost
not
political.
Yeah, because they're not reviewing things properly. And
Yeah.
and you said you showed me something today in which it was, I think something was mentioned in it. Remember when science wasn't political? And I actually meant to say to you, no, I can't. Because as far back as Copernicus, science was political.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And do you know what? When we did the video, when I made the short of us laughing about Michael Fish, yeah?
Yes.
Somebody commented on that on YouTube, and it's still there. And so it was like, oh, look, another two idiots that don't believe in science. So it's like, I actually respond.
I don't understand that.
I had to respond, and I did respond. I said, no, we do believe in science.
Yeah.
We don't believe in stuff that is forever wrong. There's a big difference.
But I don't actually understand what their point was, because all we said was that there was going to be super hurricanes every year, and there hasn't been.
Nope.
In fact, there was a 5-year period there where we had very, very few hurricanes. And then we went on to mention the hurricane that wasn't supposed to be a hurricane and turned out to be a hurricane. And we mocked the Met Office and their supercomputers because they got it wrong. Their model, which they, and let's face it, when the Met Office do a modelling of what's going to happen, they don't do one. They do like 50,000 and take averages of everything. So they have an idea what's likely to happen. And they got this completely upside down, didn't they?
Well, when have the Met Office got anything exact? Never, is the answer.
Well, one's always said it's easier just to look out the window and see what's happening rather than rely on the Met Office.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. In reality, and people might call us crazy for this, but generally,
Crazy.
Independent long-range weather forecasters oftentimes get it right.
Well, like Mr. Corbyn.
I was going to say we won't mention names, but
he makes quite a living out of it, I believe.
I tell you what, I'll give you one that I do have a good old laugh at. So this is an independent, long-range weather forecaster, and he always writes for the Express. His name is James Madden, and he runs a company called Exacta Weather, right?
Oh, okay.
And it's exacta wrong pretty much all the time. And he's in the Express there, and he's always predicting some massive ice age disaster type winter. Or we've got an Indian summer next year on the horizon. And I love it. I love it when James makes a prediction, because despite the fact that he's always wrong, the Express bring him back year after year after year, month after month after month, and keep putting his trash in their paper.
Yeah. And it's like, what science are we meant to believe in? Because according to the science, New York, the Maldives, and Florida are all underwater.
Exactly, Adam.
Yes.
When you went to the Maldives, right?
Yep.
Was it underwater?
Was it underwater? Were you scuba diving the entire time?
No. I flew to quite a few of the islands. And
and they built a new airport.
Yeah, just recently, yeah.
Actually, where I stayed, in Thuxafalfishy or something it was called, they knocked it down and built an airport over the top of it.
Oh, fantastic. There you go.
Imagine that.
Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on. Imagine a state in a country so badly run that even the deer are trying to get away from it. So 2 fishermen in Nantucket, right, found 2 bucks swimming madly away from Nantucket.
I saw
in
this
the
video
middle of the ocean.
I saw this.
Oh my God! Why? That's just a shame, isn't it?
Adam's got it for us here. Look.
He has, yeah.
I have.
I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere. I hope they rescued them or sent them back or something.
Well,
Where were they trying to get to? Norway or something?
well,
Really?
my problem is this, that and
Or had they heard that? They heard that Nantucket was next to get illegal immigrants.
listen, this is a criticism of the human race coming right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, and I can't tell what these people have done, but no, they would not have rescued them, because all they want to do is get out their phone and film the thing that's going on. They don't actually want to intervene.
I know, and I mean, I've said this a couple of times this week actually between ourselves, and it's like the rise of TikTok and Instagram and things like that, and Twitter for video, and YouTube Shorts is remember, it's because people are so retarded that they don't realise that if you turn your phone horizontally, you actually get a better platform for video.
So there's an old film. It's like early 2000s. It's called Basketball, right? And it stars the 2 guys that made South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And it's got Ernest Borgnine in it for a minute. You know who Ernest Borgnine is, right?
Yeah. Not Blofeld. But anyway, I know who Ernest Borgnine is.
But Ernest Borgnine makes a very prophetic statement. In
fact, Inspector Clouseau's boss.
Yeah, but in this flick, right? He goes, kids today only have attention spans that can be measured in nanoseconds. And this was long before the rise of social media. Social media wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's so prophetic in my view, because it's true.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And it was, you know, they knew, didn't they? They knew. They knew what was coming. And, you know, my grandmother, I don't know if I said this to you the other day, but she said to me, I don't recognise the world in which I live. You know, I don't belong here. This isn't a world that I live in. And these old people, when they die off, that's it. This country, this planet is fucked. Excuse my language.
Yeah, imagine if you were like a vampire or some kind of immortal. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, for fuck's sake.
Believe me,
I want to go back 400 years.
If I was a vampire right now, ladies and gentlemen, if I was a vampire, I would go I'd go sunbathing. That's it. I'd be like, right, it's time. I'm going sunbathing.
Had enough.
I've had enough.
Cut this shit. Right, moving on. So we have a plus-size drag queen, aged 25. Now, I'm assuming, and you can correct me if you want here, but I'm assuming a drag queen is a man.
Yeah.
But they keep calling her her.
Well, a drag king is a woman, and a drag queen is a man.
Right, so a drag queen is a man, and as far as I'm aware, just because you're a drag queen doesn't mean you're a trans.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right, John.
Yeah, right. So I would have thought it was a man rather than a she, okay?
Okay.
But they keep saying she. And this poor chap had a heart attack during a performance at a gay bar.
Yep.
And died. Now, I'm also assuming that plus-sized means fat.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I mean, there we go. That the man in the corner is.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Adam.
And remember, before anybody gets antsy and shirty, we're not exactly skinny boys ourselves, are we, John?
We're fat.
We're fat bastards. Yeah.
I lost another 2 pounds, so that's me now lost 34 pounds.
Okay.
She's got good cheekbones for a man.
Makeup does wonders, mate. Makeup does wonders.
I never thought I would say that phrase.
Come on. You've been clubbing. And been cut out the next morning.
That is definition on steroids, Adam.
Yeah. There's a few of us been there. I didn't realise she was an 8-pinter.
I tell you what. When I was in my punk teenage years and I was wearing all the, having my hair up in Liberty spikes and all that bollocks, I used to have the makeup on, the eyeliner, all of that, right? I did it all. My hair's been every colour under the sun. It's something we do. Shalini says you're looking slim, John.
Why, thank you, Shalini. Why, thank you. I've still got, I would reckon, about the same again to go to get to where I want to be.
I will at some point, once I get past the current medical situation I'm in, we will not talk about. I will probably get back on losing weight as well.
Indeed. Right, moving on. Right, so this guy Dennis Rancourt, you know Dennis?
No.
Dennis Rancourt? No?
Maybe.
Quite popular in the anti-treat business and spelling out the details of harms.
Yes.
Says he quite controversial, I thought, this week, and he said it on Twitter, and he's still there. So he said that people weren't really sick, a lot of them, but they were taken to hospital, and they were diagnosed and put on ventilators, and subsequently, well, he doesn't say died. He says another word that starts with a K, but I'm not going to say that. But he's not being censored, so I'm thinking things are starting to slacken off.
See, what I actually
but
think is happening is this.
It's very, very dangerous.
What I think is happening is this, actually. Twitter are not slackening off, really, more than they are fucking terrified of Elon Musk.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility. Yeah,
because
true.
they are going to lose in court. They are going to lose
definitely,
in court.
Definitely. So Elon's either going to buy it at a very reduced rate or he's going to walk away. I hope he buys it still.
I do too, because do you know what? Twitter used to call itself the free speech wing of the free speech party. Right?
Yeah,
That's what it called itself.
Yeah, but both those things have changed dramatically.
Adam, do you remember when Twitter was the Wild West?
I don't remember, really.
I originally joined Twitter in 2009. I had a very low...
Renaissance Twitter.
I had a very low number. My number was under 30,000.
There we go. Twitter used to be fun.
It did. It used to be really fun.
It used to be no holds barred. And do you know what? It did used to be vitriolic, just like it is now.
Well, yeah, it did.
However, you could give as much as you could get.
Yes.
And it was more fun.
Yes.
Whereas these days, if you have the wrong politics, you can't give as much as you can get. You just sit there and you take it, and if you argue back, you get censored.
That's true.
I know.
That's true.
I know.
Twitter to me is like Amazon reviews. It's full of fakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but show me one that isn't.
Well, exactly. Yeah. There
They
isn't
all
one.
are. They're all the same. You know.
They've all been weaponized.
And even like, and I know you're going to start Gab and Gettr and Truth Social and Discord and all this pish, but they're just echo chambers. They're not fun, and that's why I don't use them, because they're not fun, because there's nobody pushes back. And like a good Welshman out for a country walk, I do like a good pushback.
And do you know what? Actually, I'll say something here, because I did get pushed back against on Truth Social the other day.
Really?
Yeah. But
I'm surprised.
But it's not for what you think it would be. I made a comment just saying, look, I don't like this platform so much because all it is Twitter without anything. So there's no news feed, there's no real trending tabs or anything like that, and it's all curated if there is one. But you can't click through and go to different features or anything like that. And somebody just responded to me, "Oh, it's Truth Social, mate. If you want things like that, go to Twitter."
Okay.
I thought,
bye.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, well, hey, there you go.
There you go, indeed. Shall we move on?
Yes, the MOD, the UK MOD, wants to progress its heavy lift drone program for maritime use.
Okay, so
now I'm thinking, is this because they've realised that they can't build operational aircraft carriers? Because I don't think either of them have been out the English Channel yet. They keep breaking down.
They do. They're stuck around the Southampton way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just stuck.
They might as well just use them for storing immigrants or something.
Oh, we've made it as far as the Isle of Wight, boys! We've got there!
We rule the waves, Britannia, Britannia.
Look at the state of that drone as well. It doesn't look high tech. It looks like it's been made by somebody who doesn't have a job.
It looks like an IKEA drone. Doesn't it?
Oh, Britannia, Britannia rules the skies.
So there we go. So,
There we go.
Yeah. We will mock the military just as much as anyone.
Yes, we will. And
We will.
nobody is safe from our mocking.
So big new trend this week has been the Canadians and Trudeau must go.
Trudeau must go, yeah.
So that's really come to the fore. In fact, people have now started saying it out with Canada. But I do like all the Canadians who are putting their stuff up, telling people who they are and how they must. Why have you not got these in order, Adam?
It doesn't
what are you
matter,
doing?
nobody can see them.
I'm trying to find it. Let's have a look.
Okay.
John, I'll
Right.
put it in view when
Sorry.
he's got the right one.
All right, okay. So Trudeau must go.
Trudeau must go, yeah.
And speaking of Trudeau, he's here. He was one of the first to arrive, I believe.
Yeah, so's Dementia Joe.
And he had a meeting with the sausages of the King's Hand.
Oh, Trudeau.
Yeah, he was one of the first.
You went to see his WEF friend Charlie.
Yeah, and Charlie's had a meeting with quite a few of them. He's had a meeting with Ardern and Trudeau, and yeah, I think he had a meeting with 5 yesterday, or was it today? I'm not quite sure, but he's meeting quite a few of them. And then again, he has a new head of state, and remember, these people he's meeting are part of his realm, I believe,
Yeah,
because they're still in the Commonwealth, aren't they?
yeah,
So technically, he is their head of state.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in charge. I mean, did you see that voiceover thing that's like, yo, sit down, fuckers, Charlie's in charge now?
No, I didn't see that.
So someone voiced over one of Charles's speeches. It's like, said, you sit down, fuckers, because Charlie's in charge now. Australia, you cunts are going to become a large prison colony once again.
I'm actually going to change the order of the list slightly here.
Okay.
Adam, I'm taking the next item and moving it to the end
Okay, yep,
because it's
that's good.
I think, quite humorous.
See, cannot get staff at all when it comes to John. He's just like, I just goes off on a tangent.
I go off on a tangent.
I sit tight, fuckers. John's in charge now.
Right, here we go. The BBC.
Yeah.
BBC gets an extra £4.1 million to combat an emergency funding to combat Russian misinformation. So the BBC gets an extra £4.1 million in order to put out Ukrainian propaganda. That's what it really means.
Surely that's the job of the military.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't think it's the job of anyone because, as far as I was aware, we're not supposed to be at fucking war with anyone.
We're not.
So why do we need to put propaganda out?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous. And we don't need to put out £4.1 million with it. You'd be better giving that to people that can't pay their fucking electric bills.
Exactly. I mean, never a truer word spoken, Mr. Porter. As
Thank
he's
you.
pouring a glass of wine, that right there is class, that is excellence, that is elegance.
I like the way they phrase it here as well. They've said an additional 4.1 million in emergency funding to support its Ukrainian and Russian language services in the region and to help it increase trusted and independent content to counter disinformation about the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, you could start with stopping the defense of the Ukraine tweeting then. Because they're the ones that keep putting up the Call of Duty stuff.
Yeah,
and in fact,
tank wars, baby!
Someone commented about that in our YouTube comments as well. They said, this isn't a laughing matter, this is a war. And I haven't replied, but I thought, hold on a minute. It was the fucking defense of the Ukraine that posted this stuff.
Yeah.
But someone else jumped in anyway and goes, hey, calm down, mate.
It's
Calm
fake.
down. They're only reporting it.
We're only reporting on it. Look, we are equal opportunities mockers.
Yes, we
will
are.
mock you all. We don't care. It's that simple. You're Russian, you're gonna get it. You're Ukrainian, you're gonna
You're
get
going to
it.
get it.
It's
Well,
that
yeah.
simple. It is that
2017.
simple.
2017, BBC made a documentary about Ukraine and the people that run it. Those ones with the spiky lightning bolts.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think we're allowed to say that word, are we?
What? The one that rhymed with.
That's with an N. Yeah.
The one.
Sounds like Asgardians to me with this lightning bolts.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, whatever. Let's carry on.
It sounds like Patsy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
it does sound like Patsy.
Sounds like it's my mate Patsy over there. Yeah.
Yeah. There
I
was
mean,
quite a
mate,
few
Patsy-
Patsies.
Quite a few Patsies in Ukraine, aren't there, John?
I think there are. Very much so. They don't like people.
Remember
they don't
when-
like,
remember
they don't
when
like
I-
Romanians, and they don't like gypsies and things. Because
two.
they tie them to lampposts and paint them blue, don't they?
They do that, yeah, they do that. Do you remember when I sent you a Reuters photo a couple of weeks ago, just from a Reuters article that said a Ukrainian citizen looking through the wreckage, and I zoomed in on the guy, and he's got a giant.
Yeah, that symbol. He's got a giant symbol.
Yep, just tattooed on his arm, just casually going through wreckage with a giant.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all make mistakes. We all tattoo the odd inadvertent symbol on our arms, don't
Yeah,
we?
the odd inadvertent, four-pronged cross, as we'll call it.
Yeah.
We all just do that, John. I'm sure,
I'm sure it's so.
and it was massive.
It was.
It
was bigger than my
massive.
It was bigger than my Punisher.
Yeah, but it was big. It was bigger than Spider-Man.
Right. Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Moving on.
Yep.
Where were we? Scotland. Let's go to the home of the bastard. And I don't mean me. I mean the bastard son. I felt it, John. So Kate Forbes, the financial wizard, financial wizard of the SNP,
Yep.
has been asked by Audit Scotland to account for the missing 15 billion pounds.
Where's the money, Nicola?
15 billion pounds.
Where's the
hell is it?
money, Nicola?
And all Kate Forbes can say now is it's well, they held some of it back, but it's now all spent. On what? On what, Kate?
Where's the money, Nicola?
Because we didn't
Where's
get
the
any as a struggling
money?
small business. So where the hell is it?
John, have you looked
Ben?
at the non-floatable ferries?
Yeah, I know.
That was an honest mistake, Ben.
An honest mistake. They're not even being finished in Scotland now, are they?
Right, we're now on to the part of the list which is just me shouting names out.
Okay.
And you have to guess what's going on. So the first name is Belfield.
We just did a live show about this afternoon, John.
Yes, we did. But I mean, we should touch on it briefly, because is there anything you want to add to it?
I still, I'm still torn here because obviously the more we look at the judgment, the more I'm thinking this dude's a bit of a prick, right?
I'm thinking if he bends over, he might get torn himself.
Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, I am. You know what I am. I'm a free speech absolutist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And some of the statements the judge has made in that judgment concern me. They do. And some of
I know. I think you're reading more into it than I am. And remember, he's not. This isn't even a test of new legislation. This is old legislation. This is 1997 stuff.
This is the first time someone's been done like this.
No, but this is no. If you listen to what you read out, It's all in terms of the
Yes.
stalking legislation 1997.
It is. You're absolutely right, but the interpretation being used is
Well,
wild.
yeah, but that's only because the medium changes and the law is an evolving thing. So you have to do that. But regardless of that, I think you're reading too much into it. You think I'm probably taking too much of a laissez-faire approach. But
do you know what? I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right, but
I don't see the floodgates opening here.
I hope the floodgates don't open because you know what?
People don't behave like he does. Even when you watch his show, people generally don't behave like that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, but
Even we don't behave like that.
no, you know, the thing is, once again, looking at the judgment and looking at what he has done to some of these people and what he's done behind the scenes, and also, you know, the more we find out, he seems to have, and this is just my personal view, but he seems to have purposely muddied what was going on to his audience.
Yeah, he's muddied the waters. He certainly has.
He's expressed that this court case is going on, that court case is going on,
Yeah,
and he's made them all sound like they're linked when they're not.
Yes, that's true.
That's
true. I have to do it for myself.
And so, I don't know how much I can trust what the man says. And
Exactly.
I'm not going to sit here and defend Jeremy Vine, for example.
Oh, good God, no. Jeremy Vine.
The man is, in my personal opinion, the man is awful.
Oh,
but,
yeah. I mean, I don't like him and I don't agree with his views.
No.
And I'm entitled to say that.
Absolutely.
I am entitled to say that.
And we would ask that you do not go and harass Jeremy Vine, ever.
Well,
right?
we wouldn't even ask you not to do that because we're never going to bring that up.
Well, no.
That's not something we would tell. We would never tell people to do anything, right? So we don't need to explicitly say anything about what you should or shouldn't do because you are all grown people and you're big enough and capable enough of making up your own mind as to what you do. And we are not encouraging you to take any action ever against anyone.
Absolutely correct. And it's just a goddamn shame because to many people, and this is I had this conversation with you and a fellow journalist friend of ours, actually. I won't say who.
Yeah.
But I fear for many people he's despite what the judgment says, he's gonna be held up as a martyr of free speech. And
I don't think this isn't free speech. This isn't a case of free speech.
No, but he's gonna be held up as a martyr of free speech. Okay, and do you know what? For his the way he outrageously does his show and stuff, I support every part of it. Yeah, I don't support what is coming out of this judgment in things like contacting family members, in contacting mothers, using pictures of their children. Okay. That stuff I don't support, and people can call me a fence sitter, people can call me whatever they want. I don't care because I've had it done to me, and I know how bad it is.
Exactly. I think Alex hasn't been quite as truthful with us as he maybe should have been.
I think
and us being the audience.
Yeah, and I think rightfully so. He is pissed off about some of the things these people have done to him. But I think he's gone too far.
There's a time and a place to make your moves, and maybe this wasn't it.
Do I believe he deserves 5.5 years in prison for this? Absolutely not.
No.
I think he's being made an example of.
Yeah, I think he probably is, yeah. But the first people to get done for something in a new vein usually are.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Have you two seen Anna Breeze crying? There are at least 2 videos of Anna Breeze crying because of Belfield.
What's she crying about?
Because she's worried about how he will handle prison.
The question is more likely to be, how will prison handle him?
For God's sake, John.
Hey. Anyway, he's got a pretty mouth. He'll be all right.
He got a pretty mouth.
Right, so the next 2 names I'm going to shout at you are Femi and Richard Tice.
Oh, Femi.
Because it seems to me
Oh, Femi.
that Femi's doing exactly the same thing as what Belfield's just been convicted of. Richard Tice.
I would actually say Femi's going further.
Yeah,
I would say Femi's going further because he's following the guy.
Yeah. So if Richard Tice turns around and go, this guy's stalking me, then Femi might be in the cell next door.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, and we were having this discussion earlier on, we've had this discussion off stream, and I think the three of us now agree that the people who do things like what they did to me, what Femi's doing to not just Richard Tice, but anyone else he considers to be right-wing or far-right, they're in the firing line.
They are in the firing line.
They're in the firing line. They can't
but
do
the thing is, it needs the people that are being fired upon to take the action.
You know what? I agree, and I've been to the police about what was happening to me.
And what did the police say?
Fuck all, John.
Right. So now I think that would be a good time to go to your lawyer and say, I want to revisit this in the light of what's happened to Alex Belfield.
This is how messed up things are, because Spiked is a right-wing publication, isn't it?
Well, yeah. It depends what you term right-wing. Yeah.
And they're the ones reporting on this. They're actually defending Femi and saying that it's wrong, and people who stand for office should be prepared to face criticism and insults, no matter how harsh.
Hold on. So this is new. I haven't seen this one before. The Brexit Party's Richard Tice is suing Femi over a tweet. Well, he shouldn't have done that.
Let's go deeper.
He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have sued him. He should have taken it to the police and gone for a criminal conviction for stalking.
See,
because the balance, the standard of proof for a civil case is lower, yeah? So you don't need to prove as much for a civil case. It's just on the balance of probabilities, okay? But if you get a criminal case, you could get him in the jail.
But do we want to be putting our political opponents in the jail?
If they're being arseholes, yeah.
If they're being arseholes, John, you're an arsehole all the time.
He's following the guy.
Yeah,
That's a fucking definition of stalking.
But do you know what? That's why I said he had gone further than Belfield.
Exactly.
And he posted it on Twitter.
Yeah. Is that simple stalking?
I think that's more than simple stalking.
Aggravated.
Yeah, because he's posting it on Twitter and then taunting him.
That's aggravated stalking, I would say.
Yeah.
He's an aggravation anyway. He's an offence to the eye.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Femi has been like the annoying member of your group. You just can't get to go away, right?
Yeah.
He pops up every now and again. Oh my God, right wing is so bad. I'm not even fucking right wing, and I don't care if you are.
There are other people. There are other people that we know that are on very shaky ground when it comes to things like this.
Yes.
You think?
Well, things like recording people without telling them first.
Yep.
Right. So I think they got
and them posting it on Twitter.
Yeah, you got to be very careful when you start doing this, because unless it's very much in the public interest, you can't do that. That's breaking the law.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. This isn't the United States. We can't get away with the same things that Project Veritas do.
No.
We can't. And it's annoying. It is annoying because I think we should be able to record people without their consent.
Well, you can record them in a public place.
Yes, but not on a private phone
not on a private phone call. You can't.
No.
Right. So anyway, the next two names I'm going to shout at you, or in fact, I'm going to shout three names at you. I'm going to shout Holly Willoughby, Philip Schofield, and David Beckham.
Now, I think David Beckham's played a blinder here.
Oh, I think he's knocked it out the park.
He has.
I thought he was a cricketer at first.
Do you know what?
But I believe he's an ex-footballer.
He is an ex-footballer, of course he is. Doesn't he own a football team in Miami now or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, he's played the blinder, hasn't he? Because as I've said before, David Nicebutt Beckham is he's really become a man of the people here, and let's face it, he is a bit of he was an EastEnder anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably fits in fairly well down there. So yeah, he's done all right. I think he's done very well. He joined the queue and he mingled with the great unwashed for 13 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew there was a queue there.
He'd be like, are we go for chips? Bit of jelly deal. No, but I mean, people are now castigating him as a public relations exercise. Well, hold on a minute. One, what the fuck does he need to do a public relations exercise for? Right. Two, so what? He's still done it. He still stood there for 13 hours and did his bit, with the great unwashed. Fair play to the guy. I think he did brilliantly. I really do.
See, do you know what I thought was the most brilliant part about what David Beckham did? He didn't put it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but you know that he knew that everybody else would.
He knew that everybody else would. He knew the news cameras would come and find him in the queue. Yeah. He knew all of this was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
But because he didn't do that bit of self-promotion, he could say, "Well, I was just standing in the queue. They came up to me."
Yeah, I was just the jelly deals. I just eat meals. Yeah.
He was in disguise.
He got me flat cap on. Yeah.
What?
He was dressed as a Peaky Blinder.
Yeah, he's just yeah.
But he's an EastEnder, isn't he? He's an EastEnder.
I went in character, John. I went in character. It's
right. So
Victoria got me off at the London Eye, gave me 4 jelly deals. Said, "Have a nice night, David."
But we have new information about Holly and well, as I described him earlier, Holly, the personality of a plant pot, Willoughby. And Philip, I've been so good at hiding my thing from my wife and the public and my workmates for the last God knows how long. But I'm now come out and I'm proud of it.
I'm brave.
Schofield.
Stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave, yeah.
Stunning and brave.
I bet his wife thought he was fucking stunning and brave when he did it. But anyway, so these two are apparently, according to this morning, they were doing this as part of the world press covering the event. That doesn't look like world press covering the event, what they're doing right there.
No, it doesn't.
And why is she wearing a mask? What's all that about?
Virtue signalling, John. Virtue!
Yeah, but I mean, nobody... I mean, I've dipped it... When I say I've dipped into this a couple of times, I've looked at the feed a couple of times, right? And I've never seen anyone wear a mask.
No,
not even any of the royal family.
So I actually have a theory about this. Why Holly Willoughby has? There's 2 reasons why.
Cold sore.
Well, first one is she's got the old coof, right? But she needs to go and do it. But I don't think that's. My second reason is this: I think she was ashamed of what she did and wanted to hide her face.
Possibly.
I think she was ashamed of what she did.
But it's not much of a disguise when you're standing next to the guy that looks like one of the Swedish guys out the Umbrella Academy.
Yes, he does. Yes, he definitely does. But
look at that face as well. There's that face that only a mother could fucking hate.
Remember, she has walked in past people, disabled people, elderly people, people with babies who have been queuing for hours, sometimes over a day. Yeah? And she's walked past them and walked in, and I think she's embarrassed.
Yeah.
I do. I think so. She is embarrassed. I think that she...
Yeah, and I think this morning are unscrupulous and disgusting in trying to cover up for them.
Yeah, running cover. They're running cover.
Yeah, and I think that's just disgusting. They should just let them take it, because you know what? The public are now starting to find out what a pair of arseholes these two are.
And what a sanctimonious and vindictive and disgusting company ITV
this morning is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they They all deserve everything they're getting.
I do. I agree with you. I think that they should rightfully get this flack.
And you know what? People should stop watching them because that'll help them.
Yeah, come watch us instead because we're moving. We're moving our shows to 1 p.m. So come watch us instead.
Yeah, come watch us.
Come watch us instead. Weekdays at 1 p.m.
If you want, we'll try and get a bird.
Should we get Jess back?
No, I was going to say we need to get somebody that's better looking than Holly.
Should we get Jess back?
We'll get Ben to put a wig on.
We'll get Ben to put a wig on.
I can do that. I can put a wig on. I can do the weather.
You know I'm only kidding, Jess.
I'll put some balloons in my shirt, put a wig on. I'll be, the weather today is
very, my
very
God,
cold.
Speaking about balloons in your shirt, what about that Canadian teacher? What about that? How screwed up is that? I mean, what's the guy trying... And I'm sorry, Adam, I forgot to put it in the last bit. What the hell is the guy trying to prove? I mean, it's like prosthetics gone mad.
Yeah.
Nobody in their right mind would. I mean, it's just sick. And to turn up at a high school dressed like that.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's incredibly sad. That's
Adam's found it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Eddie Izzard.
Not being funny, but that's a serious health and safety risk.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's teaching shop. He's teaching shop.
Yeah.
That saw is about to go.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Have we got to the point where this person... Because look, okay.
That's a troll.
That's a troll, right? It's got to be.
That's a troll. It's got
troll.
to be.
It's seeing how far the envelope can be pushed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's insane.
But they're not even real. It's a prosthetic.
There's a video.
But you know what?
Good
do you
God.
know what?
Do you know what? Ben, I've got to interrupt here because I do need one of these saws for doing my
chop
skirty
saw?
boards.
Yeah.
I do.
I had a chop saw.
Yeah, but I need to say this. This is very important.
Go for it.
Taking the piss out of this person is illegal in Canada. And they know it. They fucking know it. They know it.
That's fucking ridiculous. Oh, right, moving on. The Swedish
is she wearing a
PM.
mask?
No, I don't think so.
No, sorry.
The Swedish PM has resigned because the right have won the election.
Yes, they have.
Quite narrowly, but they won
They
nonetheless. And that's a new thing for, I mean, how many? It's been quite a while before the right won in Sweden. And apparently it's young people that are voting for them. Yes,
I've seen a lot of interviews with older people in Sweden. We are very scared of what's right.
That's fine. Sweden's mental.
We
because
Sweden.
Nothing will change. Nothing will change.
Nothing will change here in Sweden. But we are very scared of the right wing. They are very extreme. Yeah.
It's like, here's the left wing and here's the right wing in Sweden. And that's about how close they are. You know?
Yeah.
The Casimir effect is likely to pull them together at some point.
But here in Sweden...
I love the party leader's name, Ulf Kristersson. It's so Swedish, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
But yes, the right wing have won the parliament in Sweden, so the country effectively shifts from left to right. But like John said, is anything going to change? No, probably not. Really. They'll probably crack down on immigration a bit because that's what the entire...
Oh no, they've already done that.
But they've already stopped it.
They'd already stopped immigration because they said enough's enough. We don't want any more of this shit. Because they get a lot of fighting in Malmo and Stockholm. But once you're outside those big cities, Sweden's just Sweden. It's like it's like something out of Frozen.
So it's the Sweden
There's guys
Democrats.
leading reindeer about and everything.
So is it the Sweden Democrats, I believe, that are forming the government?
The Swedish Democrats are the right-wing party, yeah.
So they are the ones that are forming the government, and then they are being backed up by a bunch of other parties.
Yeah. Right, moving on, because we're getting short on time, and we've still got 6 items to cover. Heart attacks are becoming common in women under 50.
No.
Doctors are baffled.
No!
You know what it is!
No!
And speaking about that, one of our members' husbands is in hospital with a blood clot.
Oh?
Yes.
I wasn't aware of this.
3 weeks after getting the old.
I wasn't aware of this.
Yep. Getting a booster.
Whoever that is, I'm very sorry.
Yes, I know.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Shocking.
Shocking
It's
indeed.
shocking.
And Adam here's got an article from the Daily Record of all over there in Scotland. It's your
Yep,
John.
there you go. The Daily Record. That's it.
Heart attacks are becoming increasingly more common in women under 50, and the medical experts can't figure out why.
Thank you, Mel Gibson.
They can take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Oh my God. Yes, thank you, Mel. So there you go. Moving on swiftly after that.
Freedom!
So the lying in state thing, people have been tweeting stupid things like, at this point, wouldn't it be quicker to wheel the Queen past the queue than to watch the queue go past the Queen? But hold on. That's what they do on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they. I mean, I call me nostalgic, but I watched on YouTube the funeral procession of King George VI. Just for reference.
That must have been one grainy ass video.
No, 1952. It was fucking black and white. It was like pin sharp.
Okay.
It was British Pathé News as well. So the guy had that cracking clipped British accent that you don't hear anymore. You know, that classic clipped British accent. And do you remember when Americans used to speak like that as well, except it had a slight twang? I mean, the Americans actually used to sound really, really cool, but
how you doing, Dave?
Yeah, well, yeah, but anyway. So I watched this. I watched the funeral procession, and it was quite impressive. It was quite impressive.
Yep.
And you know what? They had civilians in the procession as well. So putting nurses and doctors in it isn't new.
No, it's not. And I think people are just pissed because they have been singled out over other people who worked for those 2.5 years, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, yes. But you know, there's a lot of pish coming out from people on Twitter and things like that about what's happening now that's never happened before, and that's crap. I mean, the country. I mean, I don't know if you remember when Diana got married. The fucking country ground to a halt. Nothing was open. Because I was out on my bike while it was happening.
Remember, I was born in '89, so I'd have been very young at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't a royalist. I was out on my bike cycling round, and nothing was open. The streets were completely deserted. And the same thing happened when she died. And people go, yeah, but they didn't close the shops. Well, they maybe didn't ask the shops to close, but the fucking shops were all closed. There was nobody there when she died and when she got married.
See,
and that was just a wedding and a funeral of someone. It wasn't a state funeral as such.
Yeah.
So when you look back, this is a state. I mean, people don't understand. This is a state funeral. This is a major historical event.
Yeah, and they did.
And I'm not a you know I'm not a monarchist. Sorry, I know I'm going on, but you know I'm not a monarchist, and you know I'm not a royalist. But you've got to understand that the majority of people in this country may well be.
Yeah, and we are in the minority. That is the absolute reality. We are in the minority. I mean, look at Jackie. Jackie is the prime example of this, right? She is. She goes on and does a champagne bottle and streams fantastic on Facebook Live, and the fucking community turn up and turf her out. Yeah,
and you know what? I was I took a walk round to the park the other day.
Right.
And round to the shops and the bank and all that. You know, to make sure I'd taken as much money as I could out the bank, because I don't like to leave any in the bank these days.
Yep.
So
I wish I had money to take out the bank.
Well, yeah, I don't have a lot of money, but any money I do have is in my drawer here. Not an invitation to rob me.
See you later, John.
Thanks. But anyway,
Adam's on his way.
Yeah, cheers. But anyway, I walked past the town hall, and they've got a table set up in the corner of the window with a photograph of the Queen on it and a book.
Okay.
And a box of tissues and a chair at it, right?
Okay.
And I thought, that's the Book of Condolence, right?
Yeah.
And this is the heart of SNP land, okay?
Of course.
And there was a young girl sitting there signing the book.
Oh, wow.
And she might have been about 20-something, right? She had her child with her, right? She had a toddler, maybe about 2 or 3 or whatever with her.
Right.
And she's sitting there signing the book, and I'm thinking, you know what? Fair play to you, lass. It's all right to do what you think is right. You know?
Absolutely.
You know, get on with it. But see the amount of people that would have ripped the piss out of her for that. But then again, you don't understand how many people actually, even though these people think they're nationalists or whatever, a lot of them, when it comes to it, don't have the bottle, you know.
Yeah. And like, it's once again, it's just proof that for the most part, I would say that the people who aren't monarchists, I mean, there's over 1 million people standing in that queue or have stood in that queue.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, there was 300. I think there was 300,000 people went through to see King George VI. Right now, you got to remember the population was considerably smaller.
And you could also turn around and say there's 68 million people who didn't go and see the Queen.
Yeah, of course you can.
But then again, how long do you want to leave her lying in the hall?
Well, yeah, that's that. But you know, if they've had 1 million people through, that's 3 times what went to see her dad.
I mean, what was it? One of the premiers in Canada flew here, stood in the queue. One of the premiers stood in the queue, the whole queue, all the way through, paid
That's
his respect. He did it all on his own cost as well, not on the cost of the government of Canada.
That's
paid his
fair.
respect, went straight from there to a plane, flew back to Canada, and then went and did the condolences in Parliament the next day.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. That is impressive. Now,
That wasn't Justin.
Of course it wasn't Justin. He's here now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is here now. But that wasn't Justin. But you know, at the end of the day, like you said, people are going to do what they want to do and what they feel is right. And it's not on us to tell them that what we feel is right is right.
I'm not going to knock them for it. You know, if they wanted to do that, that's what they want to do.
That's why.
Can I tell you my story, Ben, about what I experienced tonight?
You can.
I'll go big screen for this. There we go.
Okay.
Right. I was coming back from the co-op. I'd got shopping bags in hand, and there were all these people standing outside the Castle Kerry Town Hall. So I wandered along to see what was going on. Got my phone out and started videoing. And as I was videoing, I had this lady across the road. It was more of sort of a young girl, and she said, "There's something really strange going on. There are all these people standing here, and they're all completely silent." And it was during the minute silence, and everyone was looking around at her, really annoyed. That's my story.
That's all right.
So, as a mindful, you know, boss on this show, we could call me. I said to Adam when he sent me the picture,
What's he talking about?
stop standing around with the fucking weirdos and get to work, didn't I?
Yeah.
Stop standing around with the fucking weirdos, get to work.
And you know what? See if I'd been, see if I was in Tesco's and someone had said, you know, it's a minute's silence for the NHS, I would have said, fuck off.
Well, you know, and once
you
again,
know, fuck off. I don't give a fuck about the NHS, right?
Each to their own.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day.
But see if someone turns around and if I'd been out at 8 o'clock and they said it's a minute silence, well, I would have went, okay, fair dues, someone died.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, fair dues, someone died. But then again, you know, I still wrestle with the fact, the justification of the cost of this state funeral and everything. You know, Charles has just avoided inheritance tax as nobody else will.
Well, hey, you know what? See if you don't like it, right? Well, yeah, I think you're right. He has avoided the cost of the inheritance tax, and you know what? No one else should have to pay it either.
No, of course we shouldn't.
So don't pay it.
Of course we shouldn't. Yeah, and I agree.
Stop paying your taxes.
Taxation is theft, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
Taxation is theft.
It's legal. It's nothing but legalized theft.
And remember, it's done with the threat of violence as well. And
It is,
state
yeah.
has the monopoly on violence because they can say to you, if you don't pay us this money that we've told you that you owe us, that you've earned, by the way, if you
Yeah.
don't hand that over to us, then we will take away your liberty. We will put you in cuffs. We will destroy you.
Yeah.
You give taxes over at the threat of violence and nothing more. Because if they said to you, you don't really have to pay this, it'd be nice if you did. 9 people out of 10 not going to pay it.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay it.
No. So
I mean, why do you think they started taking it off its source? Because it's the guaranteed way of them getting it.
yeah, PAYE is
Yeah. It's just a fucking guaranteed way of them getting the money.
it's legal. It is legalized theft. Taxation is theft.
All it is. So anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Quickly to Martha's Vineyard.
Ha ha.
Sanctuary State.
Governor
Sanctuary State.
Governor Ron, I do tip my imaginary hat to you, sir.
Yep.
It's look at that
Oh,
headline.
hold on. Why are they deporting them?
So, good old Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida has been very clear that Florida is not a sanctuary state.
It never has been.
So he decided to take a bunch of illegal migrants, put them on a plane, and fly them to Martha's Vineyard, where people like President Obama live, all of the rich celebrities have their homes and their mansions, and who had proudly proclaimed themselves a sanctuary. So they flew.
There's quite a few other states getting lined up for the same treatment now.
He flew 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
58, I believe
58.
it was. Yeah.
And what did Martha's Vineyard do?
Chucked them out as quickly as they could.
We don't want them. We don't want them. All of the rich, virtue-signalling, pinko liberals said, right.
No, you can't have them here.
Can't have them here.
They'll mess the streets up.
Yep.
They're untidy.
They're untidy. They're not that riffraff. We can't have them here.
They smell.
And Governor Greg Abbott bust a bunch of people from Texas to Kamala Harris's front door to her house.
Yep. There you go.
And I think Abbott and DeSantis are going to keep doing this.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They're going to
I think
keep
it's-
sending them places.
I think it's a joy. It's the kind of thing that we should be doing here, but we're not a republic, so you can't really do that kind of thing.
No. And we'll keep an eye on that situation as it does develop, because I think Greg Abbott is lining up another few busloads to go somewhere else as we speak.
Well, let's face it, Greg Abbott's got plenty of them.
Yeah, he's
got
a border state, so
Yeah.
he's
I mean,
got.
Florida's not quite as bad because...
Well, you say that the Biden administration has flown, I think it's 78 secret night flights of migrants from border states into Florida.
But Florida's not a sanctuary state. How can he do that legally?
Because he just wants to spread them out, and that's what he's doing.
He can't do that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, right, moving on. Putin has said that Russia and China are fully aligned in international affairs.
Big shock!
Yeah, they are fully aligned in international affairs, and meanwhile, Biden threatens China.
Biden probably thinks he's threatening, like, Greg Abbott.
Yeah, well, he's threatened Xi Jinping with not doing business with him if he continues to thwart the sanctions on Russia.
So listen.
Yes, I'm listening.
It's rant time. Because when Joe
Make it quick though.
When Joe Biden
over
threatens
there.
Xi Jinping and says, we're not going to do business with you, Xi Jinping hangs up the phone and starts laughing his fucking arse off. Because virtually everything you use in the West is made in China. It's all made there. You are going to continue to do business with them. And do you know what Xi Jinping will do? He will put the prices up.
Yeah.
He will put the prices up if Joe Biden keeps doing this. Where are they going to build all the factories to replace everything that you get every day from China? It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Right, next. So the UK are going to swap all their Confucius Chinese teachers. So all the teachers from China that teach Chinese, they're going to swap them all for Taiwanese people.
Virtue ye be signaled, virtue
Yes,
ye
that's
be
it.
signaled.
Exactly. And the
Shall
last
I record,
item.
I was going to say, actually,
sorry.
before we do move on, shall I record like a virtue ye be signaled song?
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
play on the
offline.
thing.
Offline, yeah.
Yeah, and you can play it on the
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, do that. Yeah. So last item of the night. So Harlots, which is a brothel, is doing a lunchtime special. A pie, a pint, and a 15-minute quickie for $150.
Just in honour of our queen.
So the recession is obviously hitting home.
There we go.
There you go. You can always rely on the New York Post.
So they're making sure that you've got a meal, a drink, and a quickie.
And a happy ending. And with that, is good night from me.
No.
A lunchtime meal deal.
No,
Excellent.
but do you know what? We haven't mentioned the Patreon, and we haven't mentioned the after party, which
Oh
starts
my
in a few
God.
minutes.
So mention the Patreon, mention Ko-fi, which is...
Do you know what? They can read it if they're live right now, but if you're enjoying the show, then please consider supporting us over at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed ko-fi.com/Chasing Dissent, or coffee, because you do buy coffee, so it's technically coffee, isn't it? But if you do that, then at any rate, you get access to the after party, which you're gonna be able to come into in about 10 minutes time from now, where we will continue the conversation, we will continue the show, so to speak, but you'll get involved. You'll come in, video call, come and have a laugh with us, we'll shoot the shit, we'll have a chat. Won't be broadcast, won't be recorded.
No.
If you are a supporter on any of those platforms, you will get a link in just about 10 minutes time, and you'll be able to come and join us, all three of us here. And Adam is very, very much enjoying this pie and coke deal. Join a feed and 15-minute quickie. Now, there is also, I just want to, in the vein of this, there is also an all-men's sauna here in the UK. I will not name it, but they have decided during the Queen's funeral, they will be extremely respectful and not play music and not have porn on the screens. But you can still go there. You can still have your fun.
Whoa! Hold on a minute.
But
What
they
kind of
are
sauna is this? What kind of sauna is this that's got porn on the screens?
You've never heard of a gay sauna, John?
Oh, good God, man! No, I haven't.
Right,
You've lowered the tone now, Ben.
No, you go there, and men go there to have fun with one another.
No.
Yes.
No, this is abhorrent.
It's a real
This
thing.
is an abomination.
Each to their own, John. Each to their own. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
You've
they
got
serve
me
pie?
there, Ben. You got me there, Ben. I've never tried it, so I can't knock it.
We've never tried it. We can't knock it. So anyway, they will be playing the Queen's funeral on their screens.
Oh my God! During happy hour.
When it's all every hour's happy hour at that place, John.
Oh my God! That's just so wrong.
And they will
That's
be
so wrong.
They will be repeating the Queen's funeral
No.
at 6 p.m.
No, it's just wrong. They'll be repeating it.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to go. So, John,
Yeah.
close the show.
I'd like to thank you, one and all, for attending this episode 123 with me, with Ben, with the man in the corner. We thank you.
We will
Love
see you
you.
for the after party if you are a subscriber and you want to click the link in about 5 minutes' time.
Good night.
Bye for now.
May your God go with you.
To the sauna.
That's all we we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Tim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system. You forgot Uranus. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Tim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.